and welcome to Making Music. We are very lucky to be joined today in the studio with Rachael Gladwin, who's a fantastic harpist, and I'm going to get out of the way and we're going to have a bit of a talk about this fantastic instrument. Okay then, Rachael, can you tell me what kind of instrument is the harp then?
Well, the harp sits in a couple of different categories. In an orchestra it can be classed as pitched percussion, but it also lives in a family with the strings really, because as you can see it has lots and lots of strings. Personally, I think of it as living in a little family with the piano. They're both quite similar. If you look at the inside of a piano, it looks very much like this harp. So I think they go quite nicely together.
It's a beautiful, beautiful instrument. What's it made from then?
So it's made of wood, and the strings are made of gut here and wire at the bottom, and the top ones are nylon. And then you also have lots of metal within the harp because there are lots of incredible mechanisms that are going on inside here, from the pedals down at the bottom, going up through cables, up the pillar here, and right into the neck. And we'll probably get onto this in a minute, but this is how you control the pitch of the strings.
So actually it's a lot more complicated than first thought, I suppose.
Yes.
How many strings? Go on, how many have we got?
This harp has 44 strings. The biggest orchestral harp has 47 strings. My lowest note is down here. Nice and grumbly. That one's an F. And my highest note is all the way up here. And that's a G string.
How is the sound produced then? How do you make the harp sound beautiful?
You play the strings, you aim for the middle of the strings because that gives you the roundest, richest sound. You give them quite a lot of, I guess, welly. Give them a bit of welly while you pluck them. Nice firm pluck, and that gives you that really nice warm tone.
So can you tell us a little bit about these pedals and what they do?
On this pedal harp there are 7 pedals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And each of these pedals has 3 different settings, and each of these pedals corresponds to one note on the harp, although that note covers several strings. So for instance, this is my D pedal, and when this pedal is in its middle setting, which is here, all of these Ds, they all sound natural. When it's at the top, all the Ds become flat. And when this pedal is at the bottom, all the Ds become sharp. And that's because the pedal is, through a cable up here, is controlling these pins at the top of the strings, and it's causing more tension or less tension. So when it's at the bottom, you can see, don't know if you can see that, the pins are moving here, and it adds tension to the strings, making it a higher pitch.
So every time you press the pedal, it's pulling the strings a little bit tighter.
That's right.
And that's making it go up in pitch just a little smidgen.
Yeah.
Not only have you got some pedals, but I think you've got a sound hole as well.
Yep, at the back there are several sound holes actually. All the way up the back we have 4 here. They're oval shaped, and they help the sound come out of the instrument and resonate all around.
So essentially that wooden area that's right in front of you, that's helping to make the sound much louder.
That's right, that's called a sound box. This whole piece here is called the sound box, and this is the soundboard here. So yes, this is like a chamber for giving the volume.
So if we didn't have that, what would happen to the sound, do you think?
The sound would be very dead, so it just wouldn't travel very far, and you'd have a sort of dinky donk noise rather than a nice rich plinky plonk. They're the technical terms.
There we go, we're learning today, kids. What's the hand position for playing then? How do you hold it?
The harpist mantra is thumbs up, fingers down. So when we start to teach harp, we make our students do a baby wave like this, because then you're going to turn your hands over, and that's basically the movement that you're going to be working with. So, and that's thumbs up, fingers down. I did that the wrong way around. Thumbs up, fingers down. And you'll notice that your little finger doesn't really reach the string when you're in that position. So we just don't use them.
I was wondering if you could play us something.
Yes, of course, yeah. So I'll do you a short excerpt of a tune called Wild West Waltz. It's a folk tune by another harpist called Wendy Stewart. So I started on harp when I was 5, and my dad made harps, so he built me a very tiny 19-string, about this tall, folk harp, and I grew up with lots of folk music, and then as I became older I started to discover other areas of music and began to learn a lot about those, and through having different teachers and then doing my degree in music, I came to play lots of other styles as well.
When was it that you decided, that's it, I've got to be a musician?
Well, my house was full of music. I was so lucky. My mum sang, played concertina, my dad plays every instrument you can think of. It was always going to be something that I did. I was singing probably before I could talk. So it was always going to be something that I did, but I didn't know that I was going to do it professionally. That just kind of came along as I got older.
And have there been any career highlights for you? Anything that you've thought, oh wow, this is amazing?
Yes, definitely. Oh, lots and lots of moments where I think this is amazing. I really, really love my job. But my favourite bit of my job, I think, is working in theatre, and especially with a French company called La Machine, who do fantastic outdoor performances with great big mechanical animals and musicians who are in the sky because they're up high on cherry pickers and forklift trucks. So they have a whole floating orchestra that travels around with these great big mechanical animals that are controlled by lots and lots of people, all playing music together for hundreds of thousands of people. It's so exciting.
And you get to travel the world with it as well.
Yes, I do. I'm very lucky. I've been able to travel to lots of different countries, play at lots of different festivals around the world, as well as doing shows in big cities. So it's really exciting.
Thank you very much. It's been fantastic to hear the harp and listen to you.
My pleasure. Wait a minute.
We can't have an interview with a harpist and not have that in it. Fantastic.
Oh, it's in the contract.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Which finger do harpists not use to play their instrument? Thumb, middle finger, or little finger? The answer is C, little finger. How many strings are on Rachel's harp? 35, 44, or 47? The answer is B, 44. How many pedals does Rachel's harp have? 5, 7, or 10? The answer is B, 7. What is the harpist's mantra? Thumbs up, fingers down. Fingers up, thumbs down, or C, thumbs up, fingers in your ears? The answer is A, thumbs up, fingers down. How old was Rachel when she first started playing the harp? Was it 5, 7, or 10? The answer was A, 5. To find out more about Rachael Gladwin, visit her website www.rachaelgladwin.co.uk.